Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation today. Uh, I'm Muhammad Zakimi Besaril and my student ID is 2024619036. I'm from AT 2402A. Today, uh, we'll be discussing a significant threat to rubber tree plantation, white root rot disease. So, what exactly is white root rot? It's a destructive fungal disease caused by the pathogen Rigidoporus micropus. This disease primarily affects rubber trees, specifically Heveria brasiliensis, as well as other tropical crops. It's considered one of the most devastating root disease in rubber plantation, often leading to tree death and substantial economic losses for farmers. Okay, let's move on to the symptom of white root rot. Okay, there are noticeable signs both above ground and diagnostically. Above ground symptoms begin with an initial discoloration of the foliage. This then progresses to leaf fall and branch dieback. If left untreated, the tree will eventually die. The impact of the disease also varies with tree age. For immature tree, symptoms can appear within months. Mature trees, however, can survive longer, but the severity of the disease depends on the extent of the root damage. Uh, a key a key diagnostic sign to look for is the presence of thick white branching mycelial strands on the infected roots. These are visible when the roots are exposed. Okay, here you can here here you can see visual example of the symptoms we just discussed, showing both the above ground effects on the foliage and the visible fungal growth on the roots. Okay, next, the effect. The effect of white root disease on rubber plants are severe. Firstly, it leads it leads to it leads to reduced growth and latex production. The disease damage the roots, which prevent the tree from absorbing essential water and nutrients. Consequently, consequently, trees grow slower and less produce latex. Secondly, and most critically, it results in tree death. If not treated, the tree will lose its leaf, branches will die back, and eventually the tree will perish. Young trees are affected much faster than mature ones. Okay. Furthermore, infected trees become weak and more vulnerable to other disease and environmental stress. There's also a significant risk to other plants, as the fungus can spread to nearby crops and even jungle plants. It worsened the problem. Uh, Now, let's discuss how to control white root disease. One crucial step is to remove infected roots when uprooting all rubber trees. It's vital to remove as much as possible the infected roots, and all infected plant debris should be burned, ideally on site, to prevent further spread. Next, sulfur application at replanting is also recommended. You can sprinkle 100 grams of sulfur around each plant, covering approximately 1 square meter. However, Only apply sulfur in areas with high incidence of the disease, and be careful to avoid contact between the sulfur and the root of budded stumps to prevent scorching. A second sulfur application is beneficial when the plants are about 1 year old. Finally, regular inspection is paramount. Conduct quarterly inspection of the foliage to detect infected trees early. Early detection is key to Effective management. In conclusion, effectively managing the white root disease heavily relies on early detection and preventive measure. Look for yellow leaf, look for yellow leaf and those characteristic white threads on the roots, and if you see them, act quickly. Cleanliness is key. Remove any diseased roots and plant beds, burning them on site to prevent recurrence. Remember, you can also treat plants with sulfur during replanting and again a year later. Being careful not to harm young plants. Regularly checking your plants every 3 months for any sign of infection will help you catch the disease early and protect your valuable rubber trees. Thank you for your time and attention.